because Fuck You, That's Why is a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Welcome to BFYTW episode. Fuck you. I don't remember the number.
254.
254. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Fuck me, I guess. I can't remember the number.
That's fuck Erin, that's why.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're having a chill show, but once again, we're having a chill show with a guest. CJ, aka DJ Xanthus, is here.
What up?
What up, man?
I think I've been the only guest on chill shows, if I'm correct.
I believe so, yes.
So far, yes.
I found out how not to lose BFYTW. Just show up at the chill show. That's how I do it.
Yes.
We're like, we can't have him keep coming back and losing constantly. Let's just do a chill show and have him on.
We can't play any games, though, guys. Don't even play like Truth or Dare or anything. Okay?
No. Yeah.
Not even no coin flips, because I got a 50-50 shot of losing that. Like,
Oh, man.
So we're having a fun chill show that's remote, partially?
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell because of my voice, but I'm incredibly stuffed up, and I'm just not I'm not 100%. And it's also like really snowy and nasty outside. So to prevent anyone having to drive, we're doing this episode over Zoom. So hopefully I still sound good. I got my quality microphone hooked up, and Zoom is one of our better teleconferencing apps that we use to record. So it seems to be going well, at least based on the last one we did of this.
Yeah, so far.
Hopefully.
So far, I'm saying that's. I won't know till the end. So right now I'm going to say yes. So far we're good.
But yeah, yes. We are chillaxing, relaxing, having some fun. I don't know. There's not a lot to go over, at least for me. Like, I had a pretty uneventful couple of weeks. Like, I've just been basically hermiting up, just like not leaving my apartment for any reason. And like today is, just another day to that pile.
So
but
changed.
I've been working on typesetting the living fuck out of my next novel, like trying to get it ready for publishing.
Nice.
And so I can get an accurate page count to get the cover to be the right size as well is another concern. So
yeah, you're doing a special size this one, right?
Well, this is one I'm actually thinking about like doing a hardcover.
Oh shit! Fuck yeah!
Like I'm actually very interested in looking into that and seeing if that's something that I can do. It would probably be like a limited edition, like low amount of copies. Like I'm not going to buy a metric ton of them, but
right.
But it would be one where I'd be like, let's make this an option for some fun, maybe, And this novel is a longer novel. It's a fantasy adventure as well, so it's a little bit more epic than Thane was in a lot of ways. So,
damn.
I just figured like if I'm gonna do a hardcover, why not this one? Like this seems perfect for it. So
he's got the J.R.R. Martin beard going. I mean, like,
oh yeah. I am fully Georgie R mode right now.
All about that penis.
The penis and that hobbit, right? Penises and hobbits, man. That's all that Martin guy was good for.
You don't even know who we're talking about.
I have no fucking idea who you guys are talking about.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, sir. Not
Game of Thrones. He somehow managed to piss off like 2 to 3 different fucking faces all at once.
Nerddoms.
My bad.
By confusing George R.R. Martin for J.R.R. Tolkien.
Why are they all the stupid same? Why do they have to have letters in their names? It's dumb.
Well, I got bad news for you, Stevie. I'm changing my pen name to Erin R.R. Randall. Sorry.
Your show is literally a series of letters, and you're going to complain about letters and names.
You're right. Holy fuck.
Everything's about letters. What the fuck?
Damn, algebra was right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply.
Mathematically, algebra is right. Erin. Wait a minute. What? Aaron Randolph. Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Aaron Randolph.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn it! You got me stuck.
Ron Randolph.
He made a football joke there for those not familiar.
Yes. But that's fucking cool. Tell people what the title of your second one is. Are you allowed to?
Yeah, the cover's out already. It's called Reika and the Inevitability of Life.
Yeah.
So,
Inevitability of life. That's just fucking sick, dude. I like that.
Do you even know what that means?
The inevitability of life means that everything comes.
I'm at a loss.
Sure. Just roll with that, Stevie.
I'm not gonna say the freaking circle of life like kicked into my head the moment he said that. Just the image of the Disney film Lion King playing in the background.
By smoke standard, it
The
sounds more like
inevitability of life
a
means
cookie
everyone
type of thing as opposed to.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know what it means, Aaron.
Okay.
You gonna tell me?
No.
I have to read the book, don't I?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Read a book, Stevie.
I've read one. I've read
You
it
read Thane, which is more than you could say, Augie.
Yeah, I read
It's on my list of things to do.
You even have the audio version available.
Look,
on all the
I'm
audio
not gonna
platforms.
say I haven't been up to much either this week. I decide with you, but I did make a list of things I have to do.
Oh well, that's good.
There you go. That'll help.
Making the to-do list. You know, I probably checked that off so many times and had to erase that off. Like
First item on your list is make this list.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gotta paint my bolt action minis because it's been like 4 years.
5
years.
5 years since we bought those
since I
fucking things.
bought them, put them together, and just put them in a box and just left them there unpainted. And it's so long, in fact, they've already updated the rules, so I got to get all new rule books for it now. Yeah. Okay. Finish reading Thane. It's right there on the list. See, I told you. It's right there. See,
Yeah.
in blue ink.
In ink, not pencil this time.
Yeah. So it can't be erased this time.
Yeah.
Also cutting back on smoking, you know, like cut back on weed a little bit, you know, try to get back on it, going
Interesting.
too much heavy into it.
It's part of the list.
It's
at
winter.
least.
It's like nothing else to do, so it's too easy to fall into that trap of just sitting around smoking all day. So I'm trying to really cut back, save costs and stuff like that. Of course, preparing to finish reading Thane is also on the list. So
that comes after finishing reading
it comes
Thane?
after reading it. So it's a little lower on my priority list.
So I'm going to finish reading first. Then I'm going to prepare to finish reading.
When have I ever done anything in order? For in fact, play more Rocket League. I'm sure that's going to happen way sooner than finishing Thane. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, at this rate, certainly.
Yeah, so, you know, there's that. Then I, you know, and again, maybe I should have chose a little better in the order, but choosing a day to prepare to finish reading Thane. To prepare to finish reading Thane, to read Thane. That's also on the list, but also way further down than the other two, so I'm realizing that maybe
What I'm finding interesting about this is the order. Order points back to the cutting back on smoking and the need for that thing to occur, because then that order might be better. I mean,
it's almost like I'm like walking back. Like I'm starting where I am.
This is
and
what
I'm
I
just
need
backing
to do.
up, and I'm just making a list of me backing up. This isn't me starting from way back there where I should be starting at. I'm already
like
here. And I'm just trying to go backwards.
They shot in reverse, so that when they play, or they shot it, I don't know, but it looked like.
Yeah.
And of course, annoy Erin. Actually, I think I can check that off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
It didn't take long.
but because I checked that off, I'm not going to bother asking the next one, which is about your your audiobook for your second novel, because I wasn't in the first one.
Well, now you're not going to be in the second one.
Aww.
Don't feel bad, Augie.
I'm going to go ahead and erase that annoy Erin check mark. That's back on my list.
He's going to do that more often.
Don't feel bad, Augie. I wasn't either. So it's
listen, Augie, if I do another full cast audiobook, which honestly not very likely.
People.
Honestly, I don't think if you don't.
Listen,
I understand logistically it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, logistically it was a nightmare. The Kickstarter was exhausting. The months following the Kickstarter up until I actually fulfilled the Kickstarter were exhausting. I'm not going through that again.
I don't blame you one fucking bit.
I'm just not. I'm really not doing that again.
I don't at all.
So I'm just like, if I get a windfall that allows me to pay for it and get it done, then sure. But otherwise, I'm just going to be like, you never know. Reika could go viral. And it could start selling like crazy, and then doing the audiobook will be easy, not a problem. We'll just do it, and I won't have to worry about trying to raise crowdfunding for it.
We can take it to conventions and shit.
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
you did one, didn't you?
Yeah,
wasn't there a convention you did right in town there? I thought.
Oh, Lilcon,
it was a local con.
That was fun as hell, man. I had a good time there. That was awesome.
Yeah, I sold 5 copies of the book, made about $100. I'm like, I'll take that.
Oh yeah. We did a live show there.
Show
that was there.
Yeah, we did a show. Yeah, we did a show there. It was kind of cool.
We did too. Yeah, we did a live show there too. Holy crap! I just remember
technical issues, as it do. I don't think a single time we've done a big show that hasn't been technical errors.
I think Red Bank went smoothly. I don't think there was any technical issues in Red Bank.
Yeah, that one went fine. The one inside.
Yeah, but that one we had time to set up for.
Yeah. And the card shop was fine when we did
the one at Lilcon we did not have time to set up for. So we basically we even started 20 minutes late and we still had a ton of technical issues.
I'm gonna be 100% real for a second there. Yes, technically nothing went wrong at Red Bank. But I did not deliberately want to tank my score by being the worst possible. That was not planned. I don't know how I forgot everything.
You came in literal last.
Yeah.
Well, that was your very first show,
on a subject that I fucking love.
That was the first show you've ever done in front of people.
That's true.
Right?
It was.
Yeah, but you also got like 3 or 4 questions right on your own topic. It was the general trivia that completely fucked you.
Screw me up,
like you were just like, no, pass. No,
me
pass,
too.
pass.
Specific knowledge, all day, but general knowledge, no.
Right.
Man.
Unless it's past my feed at some point, I don't know about it.
The general ones would tank me in that one too. I was right there until Bridget from Long Island came in and fucking kicked my ass.
She smoked her questions. I was like, wow.
What was it? The Princess Diary?
Princess Bride.
No, but the thing that she smoked us on was the general. Like I specific, she smoked her specific. I think we were either 1, 2, or tied. Like it was right.
No. CJ, you had 2 points more than she did. You had 9. You had 9 to her 7.
Yeah.
But then she got into the general and got 9.
Done. Yeah.
Which was nuts. 9. I think she only missed 2. Like out of 11 questions, she got 9 of them right, which was insane. Because these are completely random movies. Like you have to have like incredibly.
And I think you pulled something out from like the 40s. Like one of the questions was the Blanca or some shit. Like,
one of the questions was about arsenic on old lace, which is a very, very old.
I knew.
Very old movie, I felt better about that because like 3 people in the audience knew that, like you, Bridget, and Rico knew it. Yeah,
I love that fucking movie.
I'm like, I can do some old movies as long as they're not like things that people don't know. Right. So again, the other one I was like the 1937 film was like Al Jolson's. I can't remember what it was. Was it? I don't remember, but people in the audience knew it, so I'm like, okay, I feel better about that now.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's
might be my. I think it's my second worst defeat on this show, if I'm being honest.
No, you did great. Like you were second.
No. I'm talking.
Like you were second place out of everybody.
I think
you even beat Rico.
I did.
Yeah,
I mean how I felt about myself at the end of it, like the personal defeat. I think it was my second worst defeat ever on this show.
Why though? You were brilliant,
so good, dude.
But I
you were
still
so
didn't
good.
win. Like that.
You were playing 9 other people. Like the odds were against you from the beginning.
Not a 50-50, man. It wasn't one team versus another.
I mean, to come second out of 10, it should not be viewed as a failure.
I guess. And then losing the handicap show to these two.
Coming 10th out of 10th, that should be confused as a failure.
Yeah. Actually, no, we tied. That was a tie. That's the
planned.
That's the tie
annoy
on
Augie, check.
Yeah.
Call back, bitch. That was awesome. Oh my God, yes.
So, anyway, but no.
That was a good time, though. I would gladly do that again.
Red Bank, yeah.
We'll talk.
Like a big mega show.
Oh, you guys can wherever I am, you can count me in. Even if I have to come in video, I want part of that for sure. Like I definitely need to be a part of that.
Don't come in the video.
Don't come in the video, please. That's the inevitability of life.
It is the inevitability of life. It is.
Everybody comes.
Everybody comes.
Oh my God. Oh fuck. Okay. I say we take a fucking break right the fuck.
Yeah, I think now's a good point for it.
Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea.
All right. When we come back, the madness continues, so please stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
If you like fun, then you're going to love the Beard Owl Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about 2 of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And frankly, we talk more about Weird Al than anything because he's the gift that keeps on giving. So join us as we talk through Weird Al's career, what he means to us, and we have some very special guests on to discuss the magic that is Alfred Matthew Yankovic. Weird Al, part of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey man, welcome back. It's time for game 2. Oh wait, no, we're not doing games. This is a chill show.
You fucking like what?
Promise me no games this week.
I just
Man,
broke
I
Stevie's
just pulled
brain.
from a vape. You know what you just did to me. I thought I was in another time and place.
Annoy Augie, second check.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The whole list
3
is
to
just
win.
annoy. Yeah, I was like tic-tac-toe.
that's my whole list now. It's just annoy Augie over and over again.
I like it. It's named for me.
Oh, his name's
So we were just chatting about what's going on and what's the haps, and I sadly don't have very much, although my second book is nearing completion and publication, which is really cool.
Nice.
I'm hoping that it will be like late February, like last couple weeks in February, which would be amazing. Yeah,
that
so
is
real
super
close.
Holy crap,
shit.
that's awesome. I thought you
Real
were going to
close.
say like, wow,
Okay, cool.
beginning of summer, end of summer or some shit.
It's going to depend on how the test prints go. If I have to do like multiples, if I have to keep like sending it back and getting the printouts right, but I know what I'm doing this time around, so hopefully it'll go quicker.
Right.
Process
Exactly.
easier.
Yeah.
You know,
So anyway, yeah, we're just chilling, hanging out, shooting the shit and having a great time. So what have you guys been up to? I know Augie is like practically quitting smoking.
Kind of. He's cutting back.
That's
It's easier
kind
to
of
do
cool. Well,
during
or
like,
at least
work season, but
at least lessening the
Cutting
smoking.
back.
Not exactly.
Honestly, it's
cutting back is
like,
a good.
I'll
term.
probably still do like edibles, but that's safer to do anyways. It's healthier, and do it less often.
Yeah, less smoke in your lungs, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's pretty much the reason.
Completely get it. That's cool.
Yeah. I've been around that same boat. I started cutting back a bit earlier than you did. I was trying to just like, all right, I'm using it too much. I don't need it as much as I have. And what I did, because I have a very, very addictive personality, and I always, whenever I find something, I go all in on it and whatnot. But I found this thing, and they're not
Champion New
sponsored.
York State Pussy Eater 2020.
Dude, when I do everything, man, I go all out. I don't care. No one's gonna beat me. No one. If I put my mind to it,
You're the biggest pussy in New York.
Yeah, right here. Come on, bring it. Challenge me. Fucking no, come on, challenge me.
No, believe me.
Standing
Go
up
ahead.
for those of you not.
Come on. You know how to get a hold of us. You know, BFYTWpod.com. That contact us section. There's a voicemail thing right there. Hook us up.
Midnight
I'm ready.
Smoke/pussy.
And Stevie excelled until he ran into the pussy that ate him back.
Oh God, the day. Oh, I cannot wait for the day. It'll be glorious. No, so right. So yes, I've been cutting back on my marijuana usage myself, and this device that we are not affiliated with, which is fine. It's very expensive, but it's fine. It's called Fume, and it's just, again, a straw. There's no battery, there's no vapor, there's no cloud, there's nothing. It's a straw with this flavored thing, and there's like 30 flavors to choose from. And me thinking the way I was going to use it as much as I did, I was like, fuck, I better buy a fuck ton of these things. So I bought a bunch of these flavors. It gave me like double of them and shit, because I bought so many. And I'm still on like the second one. And there's like 3 in the back and shit. And I'm like, well, I got enough for like 3 years right now, I think. Because I'm not using it as much as I thought I would. But at the same time, it's giving me the feeling of like, oh, it feels like I'm pulling from a joint, or changes the hole so it's tighter or whatever, almost like a bong. And nothing's coming in or out. It's just me just taking deep breaths pretty much. It's fucking neat, man. So it's been cool. Like I've been cutting back a little bit. But we did recently go out and get some because it's the weekend and I wanted to make sure that we had something available. So we went to one of our favorite places on the res, the Green Dino. They are amazing. And we got, what did we get? I already forgot. What's that thing called?
A vape.
No, Blackberry Kush. And it straight up tastes like blackberries. Augie's liking it, I can tell.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, it hit me once and I've been good since. So that's one of the small things I've been doing.
Besides cutting back on smoking, we've been smoking a lot.
Smoking a little, not as much. I have,
cutting back and out of all that.
You got to cut back. You can't just stop, man. If you just stop, everything's gonna be like, this sucks.
We cut back by burning through it.
Yeah, we got to get rid of all this old stuff. No. Other than that, though, I've been playing this freaking video game with Augie now. He got me hooked on.
I don't know how I managed to get this guy hooked on I don't know, like, 20-plus-year-old game by now?
I don't know, but Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
Oh, Civilization.
Oh, Civ 5. Yeah.
And you guys know, like, that's not my type of game normally. Like, I would play a board game with somebody, but for video games, I stay far away from this. But for about, 2 weeks, you were playing it, and while I was sick, I was watching Augie play this because I couldn't do anything.
So the idea came to me in a dream, you see.
What?
And I was playing Civ 5. I'm like, man, this kind of reminds me of the time we showed Stevie how to play Scythe, and then he proceeded to fucking stomp both Erin and I's ass in Scythe. I'm like,
yeah.
So we're really good at these board game, especially these war game board games. Wonder if he'd be okay with this, because it's a little bit slower paced than other RTSs. And I had him watch me for a bit, and he's like, wow, that's really interesting. I really like that.
Yeah.
Convinced him to get it while it was on sale off some site.
I got a key site, so it was like $6 for it and all the expansions or some shit.
Yeah, and then and now, like, he's scary. I don't want to play against him. Like,
the first game.
very first game, he first time playing it, just like in Scythe, at first he's like, how does this work? How does this work? How do I do this? And I just explained like a few basic things to him. Like, not even 20 turns later, I look over and he's conquered his fucking continent. There were 2 other civilizations there, and he killed them.
It was insane. It was nuts. And then I asked Augie, okay, how do you play the game? Because I didn't understand the buildings and stuff yet.
Then his economy tanked, and I had to explain to him why he's having riots take place in the city. But yeah.
You were good at the war piece of it, not the peace piece of it.
Exactly.
But once he figured out the rest, we're playing through another, like,
we started a new one,
now,
yeah.
And we're just crushing.
Oh,
dude.
it's nice.
It's not even
because I got it now. I'm like, oh, I understand this.
We're gonna have to turn up the difficulty.
Yeah, we're mean.
Yeah, it's not It's not fair.
But we've been streaming it in the BFYTW lounge when we do play. So it's somewhere that the patrons can go to and watch us play this fucking fun game.
I need to watch that because the last time I watched you stream, you were still doing the zombie thing in Call of Duty. So
yeah, well, here's the update on Call of Duty. I believe I already told Erin.
Talking about quitting addiction.
Yeah, I quit Call of Duty. I straight up uninstalled Call of Duty from my machine. It is no longer on there. It's no longer on this one actually because I just installed it from this too before we started. I don't have fun playing anymore. And it kind of sucked. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need it. So I got rid of it. So I haven't been playing that at all. Like, my taste has just changed a bit. Like, I still love FPSs. Give me Doom. I love Doom. Like, I'm still playing Battlefield 2042 a little bit, but I'm going to jump back into Battlefield 1 soon. But I just have, like, no respect for Call of Duty. Them using the generative AI for all their fucking store items. And their servers suck balls. Their anti-cheat sucks. It's complete garbage, man. And it's not fun anymore. So
yeah.
Don't need it.
That's fair.
Yeah, onto some fun stuff, though. Yeah, it is. And I don't need it. And it takes up like 180 gigs or something.
For a $70 game, you should not be spending like another $60 every 30 days.
Just to unlock shit. It's fucked up. Like, I never paid into that. I don't do that shit, but still, it's fucking.
That's honestly why I would never play like Final Fantasy online, because I didn't see the point in spending $70 for the game and then like $14.99 a month for the subscription. Like, that just never computed to me.
Like, even with WoW, like World of Warcraft, like, at first I was like, whatever, but it was the only game I was playing, so I'm like, well, the upkeep of 15, that's fair. But at the same time, now I'm like, I ain't paying $15 a month for a game. I'll pay $15 a month for a service that gives me access to, like, 300 games.
Yes.
Sure, that's different. That also allows cross-play and shit. But I've just been done with it, and it's just fine. Because, luckily, we'll go to a different type of gaming. Tabletop gaming, and it's not fucking whatever game you were saying earlier. I can't remember. Bolt action. No, yeah.
No, we're never had that game. It might be at the top of my list, but truly it's at the bottom.
But we played D&D this week at Erin's crib. So the Roost of Nerds headed over to the Pantsless Palace. Man, it was a lot of fun. We played our Curse of Strahd campaign.
And as I feared, a otherwise serious campaign has turned into an absolute clown show.
Would you like to recap what happened this session, Augie?
Not this session, no. I will not recap. I will recap that at another place and time.
We'll do it on the internet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are we not on the internet?
Different aspect of the internet.
A lot went on, and I can't remember all of it offhand, so it's going to take me a minute.
Augie can only talk about it on the dark web.
Yeah, it's that good because it's Strahd, man. Dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's Strahd. Okay, moving away from...
Who stopped showing up at some point. He's tired of it.
Because he's like, fuck this.
Like, yeah,
these adventurers are insane.
Well, Augie or Erin, your character Bumble, he's like got wild magic or some shit, right? So random shit happens to your character when you cast spells. Yeah.
He's a wild magic sorcerer. He doesn't know who his patron is, and that's because he largely doesn't remember anything past like a year ago. So something very clearly very traumatic happened. But his patron is still, giving him magic, so he's still able to do all this fun stuff. But it comes with a little price, and just completely random things keep happening as a result of him continuing to use magic. Somehow he squeaked by despite using a lot of magic last session. But Augie did have me roll on the wild magic table and then didn't say anything. So who knows what that caused.
I don't know. I'm so curious. I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, he never told us what happened.
No, he never did.
But it's fun. Our roommate from the Roost of Nerds, Dire Beasties, or the Cybernetic Diabetic, he plays a barbarian. And I play an iron-forged bard that has like a music box in his chest. But it's a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll have to do a recap show. That'd be fun as hell. Other than that, for D&D, prior to that, we make dinner every time we do this at Erin's house. And this week, we made healthy pasta. So we had whole wheat pasta with a very nice freaking garlic, herb, and onion pasta sauce, and some freaking
and some meatballs and garlic bread.
Fucking
this
meatballs
was so good.
It was awesome, man. I was like really.
It was very good. I was burping it up 2 days later, but it was very good.
For healthy food, it wasn't bad at all. And
like
then
for some reason, the aftertaste just stuck around way longer than I expected.
It's fair, but I'm happy with it, man. Like it worked out.
I still enjoyed it. It was very good.
Hell yeah. After that, the only thing I had to talk about is we had the Odd Pods Media Network meeting, and we did bring on some new shows. So I did want to mention them today. On the Lanai, the Golden Girls podcast.
Nice.
We all know our buddies Erin and Kristin, F, and Gina, and Bad Jody are all on there, and freaking love them. They're so much fun. We also had suggested articles join us. That's Jeff and Jeff. They were part of our podcast.
Oh, you mean Jeff and Jeff?
Jeff, yes.
Jeff.
They joined our network along with the Crooked Table. Robert from there, he brought his production company over as well. So they have all started the Odd Pods Media Network this year. So they just came in this last week. And so far, it's looking like everybody's pretty happy, and we're going to have a lot more shows on the network to spread around. Other than that, that's all I've been doing, man. I've just been, like, playing games mostly with this fool and trying to, like, bake new things like cookies and such.
Fair enough.
Heck yeah.
Are you guys ready for your second break?
Heck yeah, man. Let's do it up.
All right, we're going to take a second break. When we come back, we're going to find out what our guest has been up to. CJ's been awfully quiet, and I'm interested to hear what he's been banging around about. Fun things that have been happening during his radio streams. I'm down for all of it. We're going to find out right after this.
I'm Richie, aka Midnight Agent Raw.
I'm Devin, aka Special Delivery Dev.
We're the Super Media Bros podcast. And each week, we give a comedically informative take on movies,
music,
television,
pro wrestling,
and much more. Check us out at supermediabrospodcast.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else that you can listen to podcasts. Shades on.
We're off.
Hey man, welcome back. It's time for part 3, and we've babbled on enough. Myself, Stevie, and Augie. It's time to dig into our friend here. We have a guest for a reason. CJ, aka DJ Xanthus. What's happening, my man? What's been up?
Babylon. I thought I was on BFYTW. Wait a minute. Did I do something like? No, I'm good, guys. It's so good to be back and hanging out with you guys. As I said at the top of the show, this is how I don't lose BFYTW, so I'm fine with this. And yeah, I've just been doing a lot. I so many things to talk about. I'll try to keep it concise, but because you all remember Potaskew. I'm moving, so I've been preparing for my move because I'm not just moving down the street. I'm moving 900 miles west to Missouri from New Jersey. So that's into a small little town called St. Genevieve. So that'll be interesting. You can literally go from one end of the town to the other in 8 minutes if
that
you
sounds
don't
awesome.
hit the lights. Yeah, so
yes.
small little town in the middle of bumfuck Missouri.
Do they have internet
but
there?
I'm going for probably the best reason I could possibly think of, and that is that I have found my person, and that's where she lives, and I have every day and spending the rest of my life there. And well, no, not there, because she's even like, no, I don't want to stay here forever. So like, all right, that's fine, but as long as we're together, you know. So I've been preparing for that, and that's. When you make a move of that magnitude, it has a lot of logistics that you need to work through. Right. You know, moving companies and new apartments and trying to figure out a new apartment without actually being able to see said new apartment is a trick. And so all those things. And then I have to buy Thane, the audiobook, for my 12-hour drive out there, because that's how I'm going to kill 8 hours of it, at least, is listening to Thane.
Hell yeah.
that person I referred to, Crystal, I also sent her a copy of Thane for Christmas. That was a thank you to Erin again for that. And she did send me a picture of the message you wrote in the book, which I thought was hysterical and laughed. And if I can, I will share it with the rest of the world if you don't care.
Go for it.
It was a Christmas present. So basically he said, Crystal, Merry Christmas. Hope you like the book. If you don't, it's CJ's fault. So that was, okay. And I'm happy to report she's not done it just yet, but she likes what she's read so far. So
good.
You win.
Good.
And based on what you're describing about the second book, I think she'll like that even more because I feel like that's more in her world of reading. So I'm very excited for us both to have the second copy or the second book when it comes out. So that'll be that.
Hell yeah.
And I've been doing the radio show, as you said. I had to take a couple weeks off, like you, Erin. I got under the weather. I got the flu, and I got this strand I apparently didn't get the flu shot for. So lucky me. And
it's happening a lot.
It still knocked me on my ass. I'm still feeling the effects of it, and I'm probably 2 weeks removed from it at this point. But from what I hear, it's going to linger for another month. So I'm excited about that. Not really, but.
Damn.
And so I've been playing a lot of games. I've been catching into my backlog. Not only have I been backlog, I'll get back to that in a second, but I've also been gaming with these three motherfuckers on playing Rocket League on Smokestream.
Yes.
And honestly, some of the best laughs I've had in years playing Rocket League with you guys. There's one so for those who haven't been watching, we've been doing like random game modes when we play, and there's one that we never got. I don't know how we didn't find it yet by doing because I kind of been doing it randomly, just having one of you yell stop. There's actually because you remember there was the one that Erin, help me out. Would you describe the one as kind of like breakout where the ball hits the floor and eventually it breaks away the floor and then that's how you score? Breakout would be the best.
Yeah. Breakout's probably the best because it has to hit multiple times for the floor to actually break away. Your cars can't go through it no matter how many times you do. But after the ball hits a section of the floor enough times, a hole will open up. And if the ball goes through on the enemy side, you score a point. If it goes through on your side, they score a point.
So there's another one that's similar to that, except it's got a hole at either end, and it's like basketball, and it's
neat.
There all the time. And
cool.
It's like soccer, except the goals are in the floor.
And as you know, with some of the other modes, the physics are all different. So the bounce on the ball during this thing, because it's supposed to be like a basketball, is insane. So it's crazy. But
that's fantastic.
I was playing that with another group of guys I was hanging out with, and the one guy literally launched himself, I don't know how, and came down on top of the ball while it was in the air and slam dunked it into the basket, if you will. And that's how we scored a goal, one of the goals that we scored. So, but I've been playing Rocket League with you three, and man, like I said, it's been some of the most fun I've had in a long time gaming. And I don't like online gaming unless I'm with friends, so I've had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. But I also ripped through. I finally finished The Last of Us Part 2. I had been waiting. I kind of stopped that and just sat on it. For those of you who are familiar with the game, when you switch over from Ellie to Abby, I got angry that they switched me to that character and I stopped playing, and that's why it sat for as long as it did.
Fuck you, so I want to play as.
Yeah, so I did that. I played Ghost of Tsushima completely all the way through. I finished that. I finished Sonic Frontiers all the way through. I finished that one. I'm back on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is part 2 of the 7 remake. So I think I'm almost done that. And then you all reminded me I have Shadow's Run to do, so maybe I'll go back to that. I don't know, but I'm burning through my backlog now, and it's been fun to kind of get back into gaming that way because I've been playing a lot of like hockey, which I don't hate doing or anything like that, but there's no sense of accomplishment, I guess, like you get with a story-based game, so
it continues, never ends.
Yeah, exactly. So, you can win the cup so many times, but then you start over again. Like it's
there's no real resolution.
Right.
Yep,
so, But yeah, the radio show has been going really well, I think.
Heck yeah, I've been loving jumping. I've been jumping in there even when you're not around sometimes.
Oh, that's cool. No, send people over and listen to Radio Airwaves all the time. We're still looking. I've talked about it on here before. And I think I was supposed to make you a commercial smoke, and I fucking forgot, to be honest. But we need DJs over there right now. Like, we are very short on DJs right now. I think we have currently 4 active DJs, and when I joined, there were 12 of us. So
that's a big drop, damn.
And it's not for like people. People hear that sometimes and they automatically assume, well, it's management or this, that, and no, it's just people's lives. Lives got in the way. Real life got in the way for a lot of us, and nothing bad. And I one of the things about doing something like this, and we're all podcasters. Obviously, I'm without a show right now, but unless I come hang out with you all. But when you start this, you start. Really, I mean, how many realistically, how many downloads did the first BFYTW have?
The first one?
Yeah, the very first one.
I don't remember. It wasn't a lot, obviously.
Well, that's kind of the point I'm getting to. You start off with small numbers.
Yeah.
And like there were times when I started the radio show, despite having my audience that I pulled with me from the podcast, I still had like 3 listeners, and now I'm averaging 20 to 25, and that.
It's progress.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but in internet radio, that's fucking huge. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty excited that's where I'm at, and the people are coming in and tuning in and hanging out, and that we can have fun in the chat rooms and be silly and joke about it. Like Erin's constantly giving me a hard time about Rush and that crazy ass long song.
Listen, that's their second longest song.
Is it really?
Yeah. Xanthus not even as long as 2112. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, true. But and at the same time, what I'm really loving about it, especially with the Random Request Radio on Thursdays, is that things like Xanadu, I'm really coming back around to artists and songs that I either didn't give a fair chance to in my younger years, or just as I've gotten older, my tastes have changed. So I'm enjoying things more that I like. Like, I used to not, with all respect, Erin, I did not enjoy Geddy Lee's voice at all for years.
Believe me, it took me a while to get used to it. But after a while, I stopped seeing it as a negative and just part of the
and that's kind of
the experience of Rush. And
that's kind of where I'm at with it. And like, I honestly, in my youngest year, when I say youngest years, my youngest years of like cognitively being able to choose my own music, I thought it was a woman. Because I never seen people, I'd only heard the music, and I thought it was a woman. And then I forget where I was, and I saw something, and they're like, "Here's Rush." I'm like, "Where's the woman? Like, where's the woman that sings in this band?" And it turns out it was not. It was Geddy Lee. So, but I'm coming around on stuff like that, and I'm getting interested.
What's funny is that they have the one song. I can't remember what it's called. Time Stands Still, I think.
Yeah.
And they have a guest vocalist. It's Amy Mann comes on and sings with it.
Oh, wow.
Her voice is deeper than his.
That's awesome.
For realsies, if you listen to that song, it's very obvious.
Speaking of guest vocals, I'm not trying to pivot too much, but I think I should bring this up. I don't know if you all heard, but Marianne Faithfull passed away on Thursday.
I did hear that.
And Marianne Faithfull, in a nutshell, is a fucking Renaissance person, like insanely Renaissance. She was a Tony-winning award-winning actor. She got nominated for Grammys for the 22 albums she put out in her life. She'd been on over 24 TV shows and movies. Like, she's just done it all. But in my world, she's best known for her vocal contributions to Metallica's The Memory Remains. The only person to ever put vocals onto a Metallica song on recording besides James Hetfield ever. And so... Yeah, so she passed away, and I played The Memory Remains as part of my show on Thursday as a kind of a nod to her to say, thank you. But but just one of the funniest things that's happening with the show right now, especially with the Random Request Radio, is that and she'll love hearing this. So, and Smoke, you all three of you know her, but Smoke, you know her the best. Jay, our great friend down in Sydney.
Jay, I love you.
When I met Jay, at least what she would admit to me, her musical world kind of hung out in the mid to late 80s, maybe early 90s, and mainly in the pop realm, right? And then even before I was doing the radio show, I started saying, hey, you should hear this, and you should listen to this. And I would send her songs, and it started bringing her into other stuff. And now, through Random Request Radio, she's making requests to me of shit I've never fucking heard of, ever. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. She's introduced me to like 6 bands over the last 3 months that I've never heard of that are now in rotation on my library. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like, how did we get here? It flipped around like this. But yeah, it's a lot. I so much fun doing the show, and then now I'm doing the games, and I'm streaming with you guys from time to time and getting ready for the movie. Yeah, so I've been pulled in different directions. It's been fun.
But you're having fun, man. That's the important thing.
You know what, Smoke? You've known me a long time. Augie and Erin almost as long, and I think I'm having the most fun I've had in my life in years. Years.
That's good, man. You deserve it. Shit.
Yeah, and I can't get too much into the weeds on this, but I can tell you that and I'm very happy to say this. I want to make that clear too, and it kind of falls into this whole happiness thing. The Rico and I have reconnected after 3 years of not talking to each other.
That's fucking awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
and good.
And Pot Askew, unfortunately, at this point has ended unceremoniously, but it is what it is. And, we were able to kind of sit down and go through some things, and I'm not going to get into the specifics. That's really for me and Rico. That's our private thing, but we were able to go through it and talk it through and really kind of bury the hatchet because it was all stupid shit, really. I mean, and I say stupid not because I'm putting him down or anything like that, and because he heard me say that on another show that I was on, and that came up in our conversation. It's the one thing I'll share about our conversation. He's like, well, you said it was stupid. I'm like, no, what was stupid was the one incident. The overall how you felt was not stupid at all, and we're good now, so he understands. But when he heard that, he was like, wait a minute, wasn't that stupid? But yeah, we're able to bury that hatchet, and we're talking again, and most importantly, our friendship is kind of reblooming, and I don't know if we'll ever be as close as we were before. I'm not saying we can't be or that it's impossible. It's just too early to say.
Right.
But I think that's what's most important is getting that friendship back. I mean, the show is what it is, and I think that it'll stay the way that it is, but getting the friendship back is
that's
kind of
way more important, dude. A show's a fucking show. Like that's all.
And I thought about you, Smoke, and I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but like I know you and what happened with Mr. BS and all that in the original run, and I thought about you a lot during that conversation I was having with Rico and all that, and able to give like, I'm excited. It's funny because I'll peel back the curtain for the audience. Me being here today was not like planned more than like an hour and a half ago.
Nope.
So I remember
he just showed up at our fucking door and shit, man. He's like, "Yo, you got any podcasts in there? I need a podcast."
Yeah. Well, you go through withdrawals, man. If you don't do it enough, it happens. But
goofy.
Yeah. But no, I've been excited to come back and be able to talk to you all about that because I know you guys have been our biggest supporters in the industry from day one, and I hope I hope that feels mirrored back. I know there was a weird beef at the very beginning that was stupid and we're just gonna move on from, but that I do feel like that got squashed very quickly and that was resolved. So it was funny. It was
really funny as fuck.
It was strange. I'm not quite sure, but I knew it went too far when you texted me privately, Smoke, and we were like, really?
Like, all right, whatever.
No. You actually got upset about something I did, and I won't get into the specifics, but you texted me private, and you were like, dude, I think that might have been a step too far.
Oh yeah, because I was like, I can let it go, but then you're just gonna retaliate. It's on you.
Yeah, so we resolved that obviously because we're here, and that was like 5 years ago at this point, if not longer. But yeah, so Speaking of 5 years ago, I've been going through all the Royal Rumbles because I'm watching it tonight. Yeah, I watched every Royal Rumble match up through 2020 so far. We're 5 years removed from COVID.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's mind fucking blowing to me that we're 5 years removed from COVID at this point.
It can't. Well, I mean, the beginning of COVID. I think
that's
would
what I mean.
be more most
like
accurate
height,
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Like, yeah, just like how much the world was shut down for 24 months, and here we are back, and I'm glad that we're back. Don't get me wrong. Like I didn't want to continue living like we're in some post-apocalyptic whatever, but like, just I think that, Erin, you'll appreciate this. I see this online all the time. People like, what people think a game system was 20 years ago, and it's like a Super Nintendo, and 20 years ago it's actually like PlayStation 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Jesus fuck.
Great. Now we all feel old. Thanks.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird to think that technically the PlayStation 3 is retro now.
Oh yeah.
But it was about 20 years ago that the PlayStation 3 came out. And
well, you know what? We talked about the Red Bank show, and do you remember what my topic was at Red Bank? Because I remember. Do you remember what it was?
Your topic was Rico's was Mafia films. Yours was Back to the Future. That's right. Yeah.
If we did Back to the Future today, we'd go to 1994. If he went back in time, the same amount of time he went back to find his parents, it would be 1994.
No, 1995.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we were to go from today's date.
Yeah.
1995, yeah. Jesus.
High school. Awesome.
I would have been a sophomore, Smoke, at this point in my life. Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes.
I actually probably would have been I think his parents were seniors that year in the movie. Were they? They never really said. I think they were seniors though.
Yeah, I think they were seniors just to avoid any snafus about them not being 18 or what have you. Yeah, that's wild.
Crazy.
I'm gonna try not to think about that because that's gonna depress the shit out of me.
Nope, no more. Done.
My job's done. See everybody. Good to talk to you.
Annoy all three of the guys. Check that one off.
I need my list is checked off. I'm living my best life right now, and I say that.
Hell yeah.
I say that kind of tongue in cheek because I feel like there's always room to make that better. Like, I don't think there's ever like a peak, you know, but I'm really at a point where I'm feeling, despite all the stressful things going on around me, I'm feeling at peace for the first time in a long time. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. I have to agree. Like, I'm not a fan of the way things are going in general for the world and for the country, but personally, I have nothing to complain about. Like, I have a brand new truck. I absolutely love the thing.
Yes, you do. And the last time I was on, you had ordered the truck, which I think is ironic.
Yeah. And I have it now, and it's fantastic, and it's so smart. It's so much smarter than I am, especially considering the fact that I only just figured out a couple of days ago. Here's the thing I was most bummed about the truck was like, I thought connecting my phone, I'd be able to have the GPS right on the screen. And then I learned only a couple days ago that I can make that happen by actually plugging it into the phone.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it over Bluetooth. You have to plug it in. And I just never realized. So I've been driving around for months now, like using the GPS on the phone screen itself, which is awkward. There's no real place to put it. So it's like,
so let me ask you, and I'm a serious question.
But I'm I was like, it's so much easier now. I can run my podcasts and run the GPS through the screen now. Like, why did I not even try this until now?
Serious question for you, Erin, because I had the same thing when I got my new Subaru, like figuring that out. I thought it would do the same thing, and it would play the audio of the GPS through the Bluetooth, but it wouldn't put the map on the screen until you plugged it in. So was it doing that at least, like when it would give you the turn?
No, I had the audio turned off because I don't want anything squawking at me in the middle of my podcasts. Like, I can see and read just fine. So, I was like, I've always turned that off. So, unless I can get like Michael Caine to do the GPS directions, then I might turn it back on.
I had a GPS. I had a, what was it called? TomToms, or I forget, but it was like this GPS thing that you would install in the car. Like it had to be installed, but you could download voices to it. I had Beavis and Butthead giving me directions for like 2 years. It was
nice. Yeah. If I could get one, it would be either like Michael Caine or Greg Davies just calling me names as I failed to make, turns and whatnot.
There you go.
Just start screaming, no, you twat waffle, what are you doing? I just
would yell at you too. It was fun. Yeah.
I just want the Taskmaster to yell at me. That's all I want. That's all I want.
That's fair.
Anyway, yeah, no, things are pretty good. Like I've been enjoying my mini PC quite a bit. In the few moments that I've been gaming, because I haven't spent a lot of time gaming, but you know what I've been getting back into, and I think this might surprise Augie, Starfield.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people were disappointed and didn't really like it. I've been having a ball with this game, just running around and exploring. Like there's so much to do. Like it's ridiculous. Like I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't care about, like outpost building and all that nonsense, and building
like
massive bases.
A
little bit, yeah. It's like a poor man's No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is much bigger. There's legitimately so much more to do in No Man's Sky than there is in Starfield. But I feel like Starfield has enough. Like I think the first time I beat the game a couple of years ago. Like I had explored maybe a quarter, maybe a fifth of the total galaxy, and I still hadn't seen like the rest of it, the other 80%. Like there was a lot I could have gone and done before I beat that game, but I just, I was powered up to a point where I was like, I'm just gonna defeat the final boss and go through the final ending and smash it because these guys are punks now. Just do a single headshot and they go down. I'm like, all right, sold.
Can I actually make a game suggestion? You just reminded me of something that I did play through. So I played through Star Wars Outlaws, and I will tell you that was way more fun than I think it ever deserved to be. But it was, people talked about, I don't know what it is that people to play, and then Erin, again, you follow this stuff closer than anybody I know, but like with Ubisoft, people have glitch problems all the time. I don't run into glitch problems with Ubisoft games. I don't know why. Maybe I get lucky and get the version that doesn't glitch. I don't know. But like for an Ubisoft game to license Star Wars and do what they did with this game was so much fun. And they tied it so much into the world. Like they didn't just, it's not a complete EU. Like, and I went back and did my checking on this. Like, if you watch The Rise of Skywalker, when they go to Kijimi, which is the town where they kind of reboot C-3PO, spoiler if you've never seen the movie, but like, you do a whole
20 years
series.
Ago.
What's that, Smoke?
From 20 years ago.
Well, no, Rise of Skywalker's, I don't think that long, but yeah.
Oh, no, sure feels like it.
Yeah, sure. But you go to Kijimi and you have a whole series of missions on Kijimi, and then you have missions on Tatooine, but it's not in the areas you would think in Tatooine. Like it's a whole other side of the planet that does exist in already existing Star Wars lore. But it also operates like Assassin's Creed. So if you like Assassin's Creed and you like that, and it makes sense because it's Ubisoft, but like it runs like an Assassin's game set in Star Wars, and I couldn't have asked for better. I love Assassin's Creed, I love Star Wars, and now I get to play Assassin's Creed in space. Yeah. But you also, what made me think of it is you also have a ship and you travel between these planets on a ship, and there's space fighting if you want to do it. Like most of the space fighting is side missions, but you can do it. And I bought it on a whim. I was watching, I'll tie it back to what I was talking about earlier. I was watching a WWE event live when it was happening, but they do commercials every so often. And since it's on Peacock, they run the like same 6 commercials for the entirety of the fucking event because it's not regular TV. So I watched this Outlaws commercial like 5 times before the thing was over. and ran out and bought the game that day, and I don't regret it
worked.
For a second. You know, it absolutely fucking worked.
Advertising fucking works.
Just keep hitting it with the same thing over and over. They'll get it eventually.
But it ended up being worth my buddy Rick with the Flow Gaming has this theory, and I would love to hear if you guys agree with this. That an average movie ticket is about $15 right now. Now I know there's variations, but $15, and a movie is about 2 hours long. So he says if you buy a game and you get that same ratio in entertainment out of the game, then it's worth whatever you pay for the game. I have almost 200 hours into that game, so if it's $70, I got my money's worth.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's how we usually figure it out. It's like, okay, is it really worth this? How many hours are you going to put into it? No, it's not.
Yeah. I mean,
or I'll wait till it's on sale.
I'm on like I said, I'm doing Final Fantasy right now. I've got like 170 hours into that one. Like it's easy, you know. So
exactly,
enjoyment is such a hard like thing to put a financial number on.
Sure.
Like there's this one game called Infernax. It's a 2D side-scrolling pixel art. It's like a tribute mashup between Castlevania and Zelda 2, and it's so violent and it's so funny. But you can beat the game in about 2.5 hours. But I've played that game through so many times, and you can play it as so many different characters. Like your standard dude is just a knight with like a mace, but you can also play as a magician who fires spells and has no armor. You can play as one of the guys from Contra of all fucking things.
Yes.
Like there's so many different. You can play as what was it, Ash from Evil Dead. There's so many options of like this game is so utterly replayable that the $15 I spent on it were like that doesn't even come close to how much enjoyment I've run out of this game.
I agree with you. I think replayability is really important in the game. Like
yeah. But I mean, putting a dollar amount on length of game is something I've never agreed with, because you can always play it more than once.
Yeah, but it depends if you enjoy it too. So
yeah. As long as you're still having fun, that's what matters, is fun, and you can't really.
If you can put your time into that. What I mean by length, it's not like how big the game is, it's how much time you put into the game.
Yeah. Exactly. Like because I agree with you. Like I've played of the Metal Gear series, I've replayed through Metal Gear 2. I couldn't tell you how many times. And
oh my god,
you know.
Yeah.
And then another one that comes to mind immediately is Zelda: Link to the Past. I've probably beat that game a dozen times at this point in my life, and I would go play it again right now if I wanted to. Like, you know, so.
Yeah, Metal Gear is an interesting one because I've replayed 1 countless times. I've replayed 2 countless times. I've even replayed Metal Gear Solid 4 a couple of times. Yeah. I've only ever beaten Metal Gear Solid 3 once.
It's not, you know what it is? I'm with you, Erin, and I agree with you. And I think for me, what it was is the fact you have to like start. They treated that more like an RPG than the other ones, I think. In the sense that like you have to eat things and survive, and I'm not against RPGs, but I don't want my Metal Gear to be an RPG. It's the same thing they did with the Assassin's Creed games, except for Mirage, one of the more recent ones. They're very RPG-ish. You have to level up, and you have to level up the armor and all that type of. I don't want that in an Assassin. I don't want that in that game, like that franchise. And I feel the same way about Metal Gear. I'm with you. Now I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Delta. You've heard of that, right?
I haven't, honestly. I've been kind of out of the loop on newer stuff. But
so Metal Gear Solid Delta is basically a ground-up remake of 3.
Oh, interesting.
But it's going to, and I don't know much beyond that. But it's based off 3, Snake Eater. So it's going to be from that era. But it's not like. It's not like where they remaster, and I know you know the difference, Erin, where they remaster a game and they give it fancier graphics and maybe a few extra features because there's more buttons than there might have been in the previous system or something like that. But like, no, this is a ground up rebuild of Snake Eater. So I am curious to see it. I think the one, and I haven't been able to confirm, is that I'm going to be annoyed if they get Kiefer Sutherland to do the voice again. They need to get David.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, David Hayter is the one and only, the original,
God.
except no substitutions. And I'm not just saying that because we had him on episode 7.
which,
Yeah,
by the way,
right.
I'm still jealous beyond word. Because Potescue, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I don't know if they want me to mention, but we knew somebody who knew David Hayter. When I say know David Hayter, like they go out and have beers on a regular basis, hang out, David Hayter friend. Could not get him on Potescue. You motherfuckers land him on BFYTW. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it just so happened he was coming to a convention near me, and I just reached out and asked the guy. I was like, "Hey, I'm coming to this con. Would you be down for just doing a quick 5-question interview?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, as long as it's quick, I don't mind." And so yeah, and I mean, to make matters even better, I paid him for the privilege. I got into his signing line, and the paid $60 to.
Well, that's the thing. We finally got it.
It was for his signature and stuff, but and a couple other things. But I was like, I don't want any of that. I just want to get him, on the podcast. So I recorded him with my phone of all things, and it just worked.
The funny thing is we finally got him to respond, and he wanted his appearance fee, which we couldn't afford. So it was just fuck, no, it wasn't as bad as Mark Hamill's, but I mean, shit, because Rico pestered Hamill to the point that we got them to respond and give us his appearance fee, and it was like, we won't spend that in the next 10 years on the show alone. No, that's not, so I won't say what it was, but it was silly fucking money. So either they gave us a fake number or that's really what he charges, but goddamn.
Well, I mean, he was just very kind, and I'm glad he didn't ask for an appearance fee because I don't think we could have covered it either.
I know his is not nearly as ridiculous, but it definitely has a comma in it. I'll put that. I'll leave it.
Not surprised.
I believe it.
Anyway, we've been just gabbing because we've been having a great time, but
yeah, sorry guys, I kind of do this everywhere, but
you should call it a show. I think we're good. I think we got plenty. So I'm just going to thank DJ Xanthus for coming and hanging out with us. As always, it's always a pleasure, sir. Happy to have you. Anytime we're doing anything from Rocket League to hanging out during your radio show, it's always a blast.
Yeah.
And where can people find you and your radio show? Please tell everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on let me see if I say this the way I do it on my radio show, because I like the way I put it. You can find me on the platform formerly known as Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, and Instagram at DJ Xanthus. It's all one word, DJ Xanthus. You can follow the show. You can find the show itself every Thursday and Saturday starting at 9 p.m. Eastern at radio-airwaves.co.uk. It is live. Unlike these guys, you can't listen at your leisure. You have to tune in to listen, but it is there, and we do have a live chat, and these guys are usually there hanging out, which is always fun. And we have a good time in there, and so you should come hang out and do things. And if you come on Thursdays, you can bring requests, and I usually will play them unless they're ridiculous, which
they have been.
Sometimes they
Erin, I don't know. I know we're trying to wrap it up, but Erin, I don't know if you've heard, but Smoke has become my most challenging requester of all time. Because he won't ever send it in a request in the proper format. He'll just say shit like, "I want for a Dragon Ball song."
Yeah,
he's figure out what that means.
He's obnoxious sometimes, and it's like getting him to follow any sort of rules is a nightmare.
But it's led to some interesting things. Like the other night, he asked for a Dragon Ball song. I could not find a Dragon Ball song, but I found Dragon Force playing the power of the Triforce, and so I played that for him, and that worked.
Awesome.
So, just as an example,
it doesn't. To be the flip side of that is that it doesn't take a lot to make him happy.
That's true.
As long as you're close, he'll be pretty pleased with it. So
with Smoke, I'm always close. It's just the way he keeps me. So
yeah, as long as the inevitability of life, everybody comes. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
everybody comes.
Yes, check out the radio show, radio-airwaves.co.uk. And if you are interested in being a DJ, reach out to these guys. They'll get me in touch with you, or reach out to me directly on those socials that I already mentioned, and I will help you make it happen. It's not as scary as it sounds. So,
hell yeah. All right. Well, as for us, you can follow me at Pantsless Erin. You can follow Stevie at
Midnight Smoke.
You can follow Augie at
AuggieDoggy08.
You can follow the show at BFYTW Podcast. You can send us emails at BFYTWpodcast@gmail.com. If we like your emails, we'll read them out loud on the show. You can also leave us voicemails. If you go to our website, BFYTWpod.com, go to the Contact Us section. There is a widget built right into the page that you can just leave us a 90-second voicemail from your cell phone or from your computer. However you want to do it is fine. And we will play it on the show. Again, if we like it, we're cool. If you're a jerk, nah.
I just said 90 seconds of me snoring. Just 90
Has not happened yet. We would probably cut that out.
Ah, shit.
Maybe.
So far, like the person who's abused this function the most has been me. So,
True.
Honestly, go right ahead. You can't do worse than me, I don't think. Or maybe that's a challenge. Can you beat my record?
You beat Erin's annoyance.
You can also, if you enjoyed the show so much that you want to financially support it, then please, by all means, go to patreon.com/BFYTW. You can join the illustrious ranks of people such as DJ Xanthus himself, kind enough to support the show, and just for $5 you get all the extra stuff that we've accumulated over the years, extra shows, the in-between stuff, the before show, the mid show, all that stuff that gets cut out of every episode is usually plunked down onto Patreon, and sometimes it's even funnier than the episodes.
If I can quickly say, the access to the Discord has actually been my best part.
Yeah,
that's worth it more to me than all the extra content.
Yeah,
being
which
in
is
there.
Weird.
And I've also gotten
we don't really post in there, although we do hang out in the lounge quite a lot.
Yeah. And I've gotten like 4 or 5 new listeners to the radio show just from being in there. So
hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's excellent. Yeah. And all the people in that Discord are excellent people, so I highly recommend joining the fun and come and hang out with us. And that's the easiest way to do it. But if you're a little gun shy, feel free to follow us for free on Patreon. You still get some extra goodies just from following us for free on Patreon. And maybe after listening to a few episodes and seeing some of the extra goodies that you get, you might decide you want more. It's just $5 a month. That's all we're asking, and every little bit helps and allows us to do crazy, more awesome things, bigger game shows, all sorts of stuff. We are prepping for an incredible episode 300 to take place later this year. So with that in mind, we will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. But this is going to be it from us. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. Yeah.
He flipped me off and now he's frozen in time.